Hi, this is Chris with SignWaive, and I'd like to show you how to get set up for the first time. The first thing you need to do is to create a waiver template. The easiest way to do this is to either upload or email us a copy of whatever current paper document you're using, whether you've got a PDF or a Word doc stored on your computer already, or if you have to scan in a copy of one, or worst case scenario, you can take a picture of one with your cell phone and email it to us at setup@signwaive.com, and we'll digitize that form for you and get your template created, and we'll do all the work. Otherwise, if you'd like to create a new template on your own, or if you want to edit a template we've already created for you, you can click on New Waiver Template here, or click on Templates and see the list of templates you've already created. So since we don't have any, we'll go ahead and click on New. And this brings us into the template editor. The top bar has a few fields we can change. The first one being the name. So I'll go ahead and change the name of this. The status you want to leave as active, but the access URL you can change. This access URL is where your waiver template will actually exist on the internet. And the exit URL is what the customer will see once they complete the waiver. When your customer completes a waiver, they're directed to a thank you page, and then there's a few seconds of a delay, and then they're directed to whatever URL you type in here. If you leave it blank, it'll just stay on that thank you page. So for this demo, I'll just leave it blank. And then the rest of this is our template editor. You notice on the left there's these green boxes under Add Element that represent all the different types of field elements you could have on your waiver template. So to get started, I'll drag over a paragraph element, and I'll type in the title of the waiver. And this is where any text would go in. And this paragraph element does support rich text editing, which means I can put in HTML tags to customize the look and feel of this. And this is why we offer help to do this, so you don't have to learn how to do any sort of special HTML editing. If you already know how to do it, feel free to add whatever tags you'd like. Otherwise, we're here for your help. So once I've got my paragraph element in there, the next one I'm going to experiment with is a customer element. So if I drag over a customer element, you notice that it auto-populates all the standard information you'd ask from your customers. Go ahead and change the label. And if you notice below, there are some general options. The first one is whether it's required or not required. That's pretty self-explanatory, but if you want to make sure you're collecting all the information you need from your customers, you can make the important elements required. Some elements will, by nature, will be optional, so you'd want to uncheck that for any optional elements, but this one, we definitely want the customer to fill all that out. You also notice there's an admin-only feature. When this box is checked as admin-only, this element will not appear to the customer and will only be used by the staff on the back end. So for now, we'll leave that unchecked because this is information we want the customer to fill out. And on this customer record, for the customer element, what this means is that as customers fill out their information on here, we compile this information in a database for you to use down the road. So you'll want to leave that checked as a customer record since this is the actual information you're collecting from your customer. So we'll go ahead and add another element. We'll go with a date element, and we'll use that for date of birth. And we'll leave it as required. And we'll go ahead and add in a radio button element, and we'll ask our customers, how did they find out about us? And we'll make this required, and it won't be admin only. And we'll type in some options here. And the green button adds an option. And the red button deletes options. And I can also add in other, leave that blank for them to fill out. And now I need a signature from the customer, so I can go ahead and click on signature. And for this example, I want to collect a ID from each customer, but I want my staff to do that. So I'm going to click on camera, or drag a camera element over, and I'll type in customer ID. And since this is something my staff or that I personally will do instead of the customer completing, I'm going to click admin only. That way this will not show up on the customer's form, but it will show up on the back end for me to collect once the customer arrives at my business. So now I can scroll up and I click on View to see where this waiver template exists out on the internet. So there you see, you don't see the camera element, but that's admin only. And this URL is what you'd want to bookmark on your tablet if you're using a tablet in your shop. So that's the basic steps on how to create your first template. One important thing to understand is that if you have 1,000 customers coming to your business over the year, you will only need one template. The one template will serve each customer. If you have 2 lines of business, let's say you rent jet skis and you rent motorcycles, you'll have a jet ski template and you may have a motorcycle template. Or if you're a tattoo shop, you'll have a tattoo template and you may have a piercing, a body piercing template. But you'll only need one template for all of your customers for that line of business. And in the next video, I'll show you how to push this waiver out to your customers and how your staff will use this on a daily basis.